A lot of change of events. We worked out this morning and then got on a flight here, but it's been a great day. Just meeting a lot of new people, a lot of people learning a lot of new things about me. But yeah, it's something I've dreamed about doing, and it's crazy that I'm here. But so far, it's been wonderful.
Does it kind of feel like the official kick starts the season? What's the excitement about it like for you?
Very excited. I think we're all eager to get into fall camp and compete with one another. To push one another, and as well as spend 16 days straight with one another.
Hey, JT, what does it take to be a starter on the defensive line in the Big Ten? And when in your career did you know you were ready for it?
I think what it takes is takes a lot of mental strength. I think it's a decision you have to make, whether if the trenches is for you, and as much wear and tear you put on your body, you have to make sure you put more. You have to care for your body even more. Whether that's taking care of it, being in the training room, resting, all the above. But I think when I came in, I was kind of thrown in the fire. I came in a week before fall camp, so being able to have those older guys and learn from them, and I was truly grateful. They always kept me under their wing and kept pushing me, and I think sophomore year is when it clicked. Just having that mindset of, man, I want to start. I want to have the mentality of, I want to get this job, but also I know I'm gonna have to work for it. So understanding that you have to work, understanding you have to put your body through a lot of wear and tear, but as well as taking care of it. I think that's what goes into it, and that's when I finally realized that I could be a starter.
Was it about more being physically ready or mentally?
I think it's both. I say more physically, but as well as you have to be mentally prepared. But physically, you gotta be willing to. It's also all above. You always gotta have to have a lot of knowledge in the game. D-line. A lot of people say it's just taking hits and giving hits, but you got to know what the DN is doing, what the nose tackle is doing, what the D tackle is doing. For everybody to flow, to flow, just to flow. You got to realize, like, hey, okay, he has to do this. Okay, I have to do this. Oh, he's watching this. That means this hole's gonna be open, so we have to take care of this hole. Just understanding all the principles of what the D-line has to do. So it's both. You have to be able to be physically strong and have to be mentally strong and mentally prepared for every game.
JT, as weird as this question is, have you ever felt more confident or more momentum in the offseason following the loss? It seems like after the Michigan game, there's a lot of win ticket that you're saying. You would play Georgia, you lose, but it feels like we know we can beat that team. It just felt like even after a loss, there's a lot of momentum for you guys. Was that a weird feeling to try to compartmentalize?
Yeah, but as sometimes L's, they don't always equal to losses; they equal to lessons. And I think we learn a lot of lessons within ourselves and within our team, and especially after the Georgia loss. It helped us realize, like, man, like you said, we're right there, but it also lets us know what we have to work on. And this offseason has emphasized being strong, being mentally tough, and bringing it every 4 quarters. And we established that through the offseason. The games are won in the second half.
And it seems like there are people this offseason that have almost forgotten about the Georgia game, more focused on the Michigan game. What does that do for you guys as far as motivation?
Tuimoloau game is the game. That's what we work towards too. Every day, that's what we work for. We grind, blood, sweat, and tears for that game. So, to have that game in our mind every day, it just pushes us to go harder, and it pushes us to challenge each other. Because when we're training, it's you going against your bro, but at that time it's me versus you, and we're pushing each other to bring the best out of one another.
You had a quote in the spring practice about being an old head. It's kind of hard to believe that you're one of those old heads now, but it seems like you're one of the leaders of the team now. A step further than that, how have you embraced that this offseason?
Something you have to, once you accept that role, there's a lot that comes with it. No matter great days or low days, you have to always be a leader. And that's one thing I've realized after taking on that role. First, it's a big shout out to all my guys for trusting me with that role and, believing me, looking at me as a leader. It's not easy being a leader, but to have that, your family behind you makes it easier. And I have a great group of guys and a great group of brothers around me. But to take on that role means everything, and I don't take it lightly.
JT, you obviously had the big game against Penn State last year, but looking at last year as a whole, what did you learn about yourself that you really focused on this offseason?
Just letting the sounds simple, but just letting the game come to you. I think when you're in the game, you have this mindset like, man, I want to get everything. Sometimes you just gotta do your technique, play your job, play your role, and everything will fall right in place. But this offseason has just been more focused on just getting everything physically ready and mentally ready, and just controlling what I can control. And once the time comes around, there's one thing that Marvin said was he focused on the present. Don't look too far in the future. And after he's saying that, it really clicked for me. That's what I've been trying to do, is just focus on now. Worry about the next. Worry about tomorrow. He also said this: worry about tomorrow when it comes. But that's been my focus this whole offseason.
JT, you were absolutely dominant against Penn State last season. Coming into this season, that's a game, obviously, that's a big deal in college football every year. What, I guess, excites you about playing Penn State again, and what have you kind of seen from their offensive line that you've taken away in the time you've been prepared?
Yeah, Penn State is a great football team. As you can tell, that game came down to the wire. It was a very competitive game. Olu's a very talented tackle, but just that game is like every other game. It's all about inches. It's all about who can make the less mistakes, and those games are always fun to play in, and it's always a fun battle. But I'm looking forward to playing them. It's a great team. Coach Franklin's a great coach, so it's a respected game.
Hey, you mentioned Olu. Would you say he's the best tackle you've played against so far?
He's up there, yeah. Him and Marius Mims from Georgia were one of the top tackles I played against. Great dudes too. We're just both getting after it, it was a great battle. It was a fun battle.
And what does Olu do well as a guy that's seen it obviously up close?
He's very poised. He's very calm. Doesn't let anything get to him. He's very talented. He's very technically sound, and he's a big dude. But yeah, that's one of the great things I've seen from him, and especially playing against him. But yeah, he's a great tackle.
I'm interested to know your thoughts on NIL. Have you benefited from it in the last year? Has it kind of been easy to navigate? Just what's kind of been your experience?
Yeah, NIL, I think it was a true blessing that all college players have got blessed with the opportunity to make money off their name, image, and likeness. I have benefited, but yeah, it's a true honor just to see where college football started and now where it's at. But I think it's also a big test for getting us ready, just knowing how to manage both, manage football and as well as the business side of things, and it gets us ready for the real world, whatever the next step in our football lives, our football careers, if we continue to proceed to do that. But yeah, it helps us. It shows us a lot about ourselves, and if we're able to manage it, and before, it's like a little preview before the next step.
JT, I don't harbor on the Penn State game. I mean, what it was. Like, when you went back and actually just watched that game, what did you think watching yourself? Both as like trying to critique yourself and get better, but also just watching some dude do what he did.
Yeah, actually, that night of the game, I got home, turned on the TV because I was like, man, I just have to see what it looks like on TV, because in the midst of doing everything, I kind of like blacked out on. After plays, it kind of just, my mindset was like, man, this game's not over. You never know what could happen. But after the game, after sitting there and watching it, it was kind of just a big testimony to myself. Like I was saying, just being able to let the game come to you and have fun, brought me back to childhood, to where I first started playing this game because I loved it. And I had fun instead of just, trying to grab everything. Sometimes you got to let back, enjoy, and just let everything come.
And you're a competitive person, so I know that's crazy to ask anybody to do all that stuff over again, but is there any part of you watching that game and going, I gotta find a way to do that again?
Yeah.
And then do it again and then do it again.
Just being more consistent. After that seeing the game, it improved me a lot. And it was just, man, now let's continue to have that mindset and continue to build on it and just be consistent and just stringing games together and make it more fluid.
What Big Ten stadium would you say is the most difficult for an opposing team to walk into?
I'll think of it. I haven't really played that. Freshman year, I say, other than our stadium being a hard place to play in, I say the Team Up North Stadium is a great atmosphere. It's loud. You know, it's everything you want. You know, it reminds me of you know, our fans. Our fans are loud. Everybody's in it. But I say probably the Team Up North Stadium, and yeah, that'll probably be up there. And my freshman year in Minnesota, it's my first game ever. Yeah, so it had nothing compared to any high school games I played in, but that was also a great atmosphere too.
JT, you mentioned wanting to let the game come to you. Did you feel like you were pressing at any point last year?
Sorry?
You feel like you were pressing at any point last year?
Yeah, I mean, there's a mindset where, you know, everybody's just want to make the play. You want to make every play. Sometimes you got to realize, like, you can't make every play, but just do your job. You know, talk with your coaches, see what the game plan is, do the game plan, do your job, and just let it all fall in place.
It's the second year in Jim Knowles' system. How much of a difference do you think that will make? And what do you guys have to do as a defense to take that next step forward?
Being the second year with Coach Knowles, it's very comfortable. We know Coach Knowles. You know, first year was kind of introduction. Excuse me, sorry. First year was kind of introduction with Coach Knowles, but this year is to allow us to grow even more, grow our relationship more with Coach Knowles as a player to coach, but as a person to person too. And you know, this year our defense just could, you know, play fast, play physical, and have fun. That's one thing Coach Knowles has always preached, and always reminding us what it means to be a silver bullet and what it takes.
What kind of personal connection have you developed with him over the last year?
We actually had dinner together, our D-line unit. We always have little competitions in defensive room, and you know, just having those things, it brings us closer as a defensive whole. But you know, we had you know, whether it's conversations in the Woody, outside the Woody, or dinners, man, he's actually, you guys probably won't see, but he's actually a great dude with a lot of personality.
You mentioned being a leader through the highs and lows. You have to lift your teammates up. How do you deal with your own lows?
Your own lows, you know, I feel like as men, we got to be able to, you know, be okay with not feeling strong in moments. And just sometimes we're gonna need people to lean on, and my people are either my family, and sometimes it's in the Woody and my brothers. Sometimes I talk to them, and it's just great conversation. But you know, that's how I handle my lows, and just speaking to others I trust, and those will be my brothers and my close family members.
JT, easy one for you back here. You played basketball in high school.
Yeah.
You're playing football now. How is like athletics, playing other sports? How's that helped you playing football?
Helped agility. You know, basketball, being able to guard guards at, you know, 250 in high school, and you just coming straight out of football, it tests you a lot. And I think here, you know, being able to react quick or move laterally quick, whether it's dropping back in coverage, and you find yourself running with a wheel, and it's a running back who probably runs a 4.4, 4.3, but you have to figure out some way to have an edge. But that's one thing basketball has helped me with, is helping my stamina and being able to have a quick twitch.
One last question. What's it like being here representing the Ohio State University?
Oh, it's a great honor. Just being able to represent my brothers with two other brothers with me. But it's a great blessing, and I thank the coaches and the staff for trusting me for representing not only Ohio but the Ohio State football team.
JT, sports gambling has become a lot more prevalent in society. What has the staff told you how to stay away from it, and what education you guys get on that?
Yeah, we get educated almost every day. Just being smart, you know, whether it's a lot of people are trying to find many ways to either bring you down or get you caught up in stuff, but you know, they do a great job of educating us and knowing how to stay away from it, and you know, being safe.
JT, Ryan Day talked about how the season finished last year. Not letting the Michigan game beat you twice, but thinking about it even the last couple of years. What are you guys doing different, or is there a different approach or mentality towards the rivalry game that you guys are going to take into this next season?
Mm-hmm. The Team North game has always been the game. It's always been, like been preaching every day. It's the game we work for. You know, we still have to go through playing Indiana, and that's where it starts. But you know, that's the game that's on our minds. But you know, we build from it, and you know, right now we gotta get ready for Indiana.
Being consistent, maybe not that performance every time, but be a guy that we notice week in and week out.
Mindset. that's one thing my father has been preaching to me is that, all starts with your mindset. Whatever you put your mind to, I believe you can do it as long as you believe in yourself. And, that I think this offseason has also included mindset, trying to grow my faith and my faith in how close and trying to get close to God. And coming back to my morals and big props to Xavier Johnson, Mecca, and Cam Bab for bringing me in and just allowing me to grow it, because always got to remember that the reason you're here, you wouldn't be here without the Lord and Jesus up above. But that's one thing I've been trying to do this offseason, one thing that I feel like is going to help me throughout this season too.
You've been asked a lot about statistically, it's impossible for every top that, because very few players ever have done what you did in a game. But you want to be consistent. You kind of have to remind yourself that you probably can't do that every game, but you can do a lot of things in a lot of games. Do you ever have to remind yourself of that?
Yeah. Nah. My dad has always told me to make your goals so outrageous that some people look at it to where you can't reach them, but that pushes you even harder to try to reach it. And that's one thing he's always preached to me, and that's one thing I'm going to continue to do, because it's always helped me. It's always helped me to, whether it's might be like my best rep on a certain exercise was 2, and I'm trying to push to get 40, and then the next time I do it's 20. So always trying to find that edge to keep myself motivated and keep going.
Say, for the first time in 4 years, you're not the favorites in the Big Ten this year. Do you guys care about that? Motivate you? Just your thoughts on that?
Sorry, I didn't hear it.
For the first time since 2019, you guys are not the favorites to win the Big Ten. Michigan is. How much do you think about it to motivate you? Do you care all about it?
Yeah, it's just as motivation. But all we can do is control what we got inside our room and inside our building, and continue to lean on one another, push one another, and get ready for the season.
Could it be helpful in the sense that you're always the hunter, you're always on the target of your back? Now, you still have that, maybe not quite as much. Can that be helpful?
Yeah, like I said, it's fuel to the fire. We just continue to stay within ourselves, stay balanced, stay level-headed, continue to grind this offseason, get ready for fall camp, and get ready for the first game as well.
Marvin talked about how beating Michigan and winning a Big Ten championship are 2 of his big goals, because he hasn't had a chance to accomplish those yet. You being a third-year guy as well, are those 2 things driving you as things you really want to accomplish before you leave Ohio State?
Yeah, of course. Speaking to all the past dudes who have I gotten a chance to have conversations with, and knowing that they have a pair of gold pants and they have a Big Ten championship under the ring, it motivates me even more to achieve that.
With someone on the other side of the ball, Carson Hinsman, who's a Wisconsin native, how have you seen him grow and throughout the spring? And I know you're on the defensive side, but what could you bring to the Ohio State offensive line?
That was a great competitor. He was a great worker too. I've had him as a partner on lifting, and he brings a lot of energy. He's a grinder, but I think he brings a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. He's also very smart, so I think he has a lot to bring to the table when it comes to Ohio State.
What does he do on lifting? Anything in particular that stands out with him?
Strong kid, very strong kid. He's he's for him to come in and be that strong, man, it speaks volumes.
Sorry, one last one. If there was a player on the team that you say would be a breakout player for fans to watch this season, who would it be?
There's a lot. I think our D-line, we have the Rushman. There's a lot of dudes that can have breakout seasons across the board. Tyleek, Mike, Jack, Kiata, Caden, Amari, Hero, and Taiwan. Like, I can go on and on, but I think we have a lot of dudes in the Rushman and the D-line that can have a great season this year.
JT, what did you think of, I guess, what you saw from Josh Fryer in the spring as he was getting used to playing left tackle? I'm sure you went up against him a lot. He described it as a little bit of a process for him to figure it all out. Did you see him get better over the course of spring and more comfortable?
Yeah, Josh is my guy. We compete, and then I just go over his house and we continue to talk more. But he's growing each and every day. He's getting stronger. He's getting more confident with himself. But yeah, Josh is I believe he's a dude to look out for.
What do you, as a defensive lineman, talking to an offensive lineman, and obviously he's your teammate, so you'll share some stuff with him. Like, what do you tell him about, I guess, what you see from him when he's under the ball?
It'll be like, you know, when if I beat him on a move, he'll ask, what did I see? And if he blocks me well and I have time rushing against him, I ask him what he saw or what he did, and continue to share those knowledge, because at the same time, you know, we're going against each other, we're trying to win, but at the same time, we're also trying to help one another become even better versions of ourselves within our craft.
Do you guys watch film together, or are you just talking about stuff after practice?
We do both. Most times we talk, most times we just walk through after practices and just, you know, walk through the moves that he needed help on, or I walk through sets with him that I felt like, you know, I struggled with. And, you know, here and there we'll watch film, but most of the time we're doing live reps.
Did you see him get better throughout spring?
Yeah, it was there's no doubt about it. That dude, his mindset was coming back and wanted to be, you know, that tackle, have that tackle spot. Yeah, he's grown so much.
There's the learning the left side, which you talked about. There also seems to be confidence that he's developed. Do you sense that confidence growing in him as you continue to talk about this stuff?
Yeah, of course. It's kind of hard for me to understand too, like between left and right tackle. You know, left and right end, the only difference is, you know, you just put your whatever hand you put down. But I didn't know there's a whole different feel when it comes to offensive tackle. So, but man, he's done a tremendous job. He's been in the lab. He's been you know, taking care of himself and his body, and just continue to grow. And his mindset is he's locked in.
When you're on the right side, not on the right tackle.
Everybody we got there, anybody can be a starter. They're all competing. They're all doing what they need to do. And you know, we just gotta get ready for fall camp.
JT, when you're in practice, and whether it's Josh or any other tackle, if you beat them and they get down on themselves, like, can you sense that, and do you do anything to try to lift them back up? Because obviously you want them to play at their best level possible.
Yeah, you know, it's as simple as just, you know, as well as, even though we're teammates, he's also that's my family. You know, even though I see him down, I'm gonna come over and just like, hey, we're good, we got this. Don't get you down on yourself. It happens to the best of us, you know. But I'm just not gonna let him just sit in his morals or sit in his sadness and just continue to just, you know, pull himself away. But I'm always gonna step in and make sure they're good.
What have you seen from Josh Simmons since he came in and joined that offensive tackle room?
Explosive guy. He's a dude with his talents are, man. His potential is through the ceiling. But you know, he's came in. He just got right to work.
You call him Jimmy?
Jimmy. I call him Jimmy. I also call him Josh when we're by ourselves. I also call him Oos. Oos means brother in our language. But yeah, I guess I didn't know his name. I didn't know everybody was calling him Jimmy. Then I found out why. Then in the Woody, he's Jimmy. Outside the Woody, he's Josh. But around other Joshes, then he goes back to being Jimmy.
Yeah. JT, you know, everybody keeps asking who's the starting quarterback going to be. It looks like you have a couple of talented guys that are vying for it. What is your sense of of the offensive line that you've seen a lot of coming out of the spring and stuff? Are the makings there for a, you know, a worthy offensive line? What do you see of that?
Yeah, during the spring, it was great battles. You know, with the Rushman and the old line, it was great battles, and we could tell that they were helping us, but at the same time, we're also helping them. So being able to go against a talented D line and a talented O line, iron sharpens iron. So I've been seeing that whole offseason.
Was there one guy especially that kind of jumped out at you on that offensive line who made real progress in the spring and maybe through the summer, like Tegra or somebody?
Man, it's kind of hard to say. I feel like they've all made their own little progress in all little areas, their own areas. So yeah, I say they've all been making progress.
So has Josh Simmons, has he added to the I guess the competition factor there from the standpoint of stirring the drink a little bit?
Yeah, Jimmy coming in, he's a great dude. He's a dude that fits the brotherhood, and he's going to continue to grind. And it's always going to be a competitive nature. You know, whether it's no matter who's on the field, it's always a competitive nature out there.
When we got to watch practice in the spring, a lot of times, I know you're saying it's a competition, but it felt like the defensive line was doing a lot more of the winning than the offensive line, and in a way that made it feel like there's promise that the sack numbers might be back this year. Coming out of the spring, how did you guys at the defensive line feel about how things went? And then how do you get that to translate from spring practice to Saturday in the fall?
Yeah, I think we had a great spring season. You know, as a whole collective D-line, we did what we're supposed to do, but we just got to continue to keep building on it, never get satisfied and never get comfortable, and always find ways and in areas where we can level our game up.